24 months. It cost me quite a bit. One of those things, man, you're staring down the barrel of that and you're thinking, is this ever going to end? Because this is a drought that just keeps going. And with that comes a lot of learning curves.
$6.5 million in premium erased over the last 2 years. Hundreds of thousands of dollars spent towards marketing, trying to grow and not lose the premium. On today's episode, Courtney and I sit down with Cole Cahern, and he's going to talk about what he learned along the way over the last 2 years and what he's doing now to have massive success with his team to set them up for not only success, but confidence and clarity within their roles. With that being said, let's start the show. Hey, welcome to the Insurance Buzz. We are your hosts, Michael and Courtney Weaver, and today we have a very special guest. Not only is he a rockstar agent, he is a coach with Weaver Sales Academy. Cole Cahern in the house. What's up, big dog?
What's up, dude?
Dude, I am pumped for today. Because you got a lot going on, and right now your agency is humming. And I'm excited to dig into what's happened over the last 6 months or so.
Because there's been some changes.
Yeah, there has been.
We've had a baby come into the picture. Mm-hmm. We already have a young one with Creek. We already have a boy. So I would love to know what changes happening in your personal life and your professional life, how you're navigating those as an insurance agent. Charles III, let's hear it.
Yeah. So right now it's slow down at the right times and go hard at the other times, So I've been coming to office a little bit later in the day because mornings are really important to us, just coffee and hanging out with the kids. But I've been getting in the office like 9 to 10, right in there. And then, I work a little later, but just really enjoying and my kids. So business is good, but my family's really a lot of fun right now. We're crawling and learning to talk, and Creek's learning to ride a bike and all these really cool things. And so I'm just being like super present when I'm there, and then when I'm not there, like just super bullish over here, But yeah, a lot of changes happening.
Okay, so you're cooking with gas in your agency. Let's talk a little bit about what we have going on there. Let's talk about some recent success that we have had, and not we, I mean, this is you, it's not me included here. Talk about some success that you have in your agency and why you think these things are working like they are.
So, to tell you about why it's working now, I have to tell you about what's happened, which it's no secret. I would venture to say Oklahoma's got hit hardest of any state in the country as far as farmers is concerned. And I lost about $6.5 million in premium over the course of 24 months from 2022 to 2024, right in there. So 24 months, it cost me quite a bit, And so one of those things, man, you're staring down the barrel of that and you're thinking, is this ever going to end? Because this is a drought that just keeps going. And with that comes a lot of learning curves. You're learning how to cash flow nothing, learn how to hire and get people to sell when we're not competitive anything, learn how to find markets and all that. And so what's funny about that is I had just gotten decently proficient at fishing in a dry pond. And then we've just taken some really good market changes that's just really blessed us and, taken off. And so I've, started a whole new sales team this year and adding to that currently, like I've got more and more people I'm going to bring on. But something I've kind of done differently is, you guys know, and especially in our coaching world, we talk about referrals and the one-call close and, doing this and then commercial and life insurance and all these things and try to get people to sell all these things. And something in my gut, I don't know why, you call it dumb luck, I don't know what happened, but I was like, okay, I'm going to hire this guy. He's a stud salesperson, and I stuck him on internet leads. Like, that was a given. But then I hired this other guy, and I'm like, he's not really an internet lead guy yet, and I don't want to go spend a bunch of money on him and waste money on internet leads and make this guy feel like he's failing and he has to win, and then he has to win for me too because I'm spending all this money. So I'm like, I'm going to stick this guy on win backs because I've got a few of those, when you lose $6.5 million in premium, you got a few win backs. And so he became my win back guy and just really just crushed that. I'm like, okay, so now this guy's not, this internet lead guy is not got to worry about working on win backs and this and cross sales. Like, he just does leads. And then now I've got a win back guy that his whole job is he does win backs. And I just hired a referral guy. Like, their whole job is going to be referral partnerships, referral from clients, all these things. And then I've got a life guy fixing to start as well. Their whole job is going to be life insurance. And so, you know, our companies make us chase 15 targets. And what I think that sucks about that is that it doesn't reward you for being a beast at any one thing. They would rather you be decent at 10 as a stud at 1. And I hate that. But then I was hiring people and expecting them to do the exact same thing I hate. And I was like, you know what? Screw this. Like, you're good at this, you go do this. And I will reward that. So yeah, it makes it a little different because I have to set different bonuses for people and pay structures are different and things are a little different and there's a little more workload on my side. But the results I get are so much bigger because they have one thing to focus on, laser focus, go crush it. Don't worry about this, don't worry about this, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. You do this every single day. And the timeline to them becoming a stud is significantly shorter. And also the cost is actually less because they maximize the return on what they're good at. And everybody's making more money, everybody's happy, and actually the training's even easier for me because I can have one-on-ones, everybody feels like they're heard, and we can get really focused on one thing instead of being broad stroke on everything. And so it's just been, I don't know if it's dumb luck or I just figured it out or I don't know. I think it just accidentally happened to me. It just happened to work. And then the past, 3 years of me hiring and firing and training and hiring and firing and training, all that had come into collection at once just to let us just kind of blow it out. And so, we've went from averaging, little to no sales, in my opinion, to where we're 6 figures every month right now with 2 producers. And I had 2 more. We're going to hit, 250 in sales every month between what my team is doing. So small, really elite special forces team, like, hey, your job is to knock the door in. Your job is to shoot the bad guy. Your job is to collect the data. You know what I mean? So it's like everybody comes in. We're all laser focused on a mission overall, but you have your one thing. Go do that and go be great at that one thing. So it's just kind of worked out.
So this is what's fun is you are in the what I would call rebuilding phase. So you lost over $6.5 million in premium over a 2-year basis. And we could go to there and what that was like, but I'm very curious because right now you're in the transition period, and this is really fun because we're doing this in June. So 6-7 months from now, we'll probably have you back on and see what this happened. But all I'm hearing right now is specialization in roles and clarity. And clarity is a magical thing. So you said something interesting, though, that I want to dig into. You're like, okay, I knew this guy would be good at leads. I knew this guy would be good at winbacks. I knew this person would be good at referrals. I'd be curious, specifically with the one internet lead guy, because that's what most agents, a lot of their entire marketing strategy is internet leads. So what characteristics did this gentleman have that you were like, man, like, I knew he was going to crush it, and he is, and he's doing really well. So I'd be interested what 1, 2, 3 characteristics stuck out to you in the beginning that's like, this is the perfect fit for internet leads.
Yeah, this guy has unshakable confidence. He's not cocky, it's just unshakable confidence. And it's not a puffed up, like, for an interview confidence. It's like, this is who I am. I'm very good at this. If I get this. And so I'm like, okay. And I'm just like listening to that, right? The other thing was this guy came from another agent. He already knew how to sell. He already knew how to work the systems and all that. And he was like, I need to be better. So he was extremely coachable. And even now he's extremely coachable. And truth be told, he could go on without me and do great. But we still have our sessions where it's pulling calls, it's doing this, it's listening. I was like, hey, I might tweak this, or hey, I might say it this way, And he's incredibly coachable to be an experienced salesperson, So that was huge. And to the experience part of it, what said, okay, he knows how to, at least the products, he knows it. And he's already been working internet leads. And then he has this confidence that a no is not going to kill it, right? And so a lot of new salespeople are like balloons, right? They're floating and they're doing great. Yes, yes, yes. And then they touch a blade of grass, which is a no, and just poof, blow up. And it's over and it's done with, right? And you have to be very delicate when bringing in new salespeople on how fast they can get these doors slammed in their face. Well, this guy's like, thank you, next, right? And so that's not something that you can always necessarily teach. You can, it just takes time. But he came in with that, and I'm like, okay, he's good for this. Because there's a lot of rejection in internet leads. I mean, just part of it. And he already knows my systems. He's super coachable, blah, blah, blah. Roll him in, let's go. So unshakable confidence is huge, though, in internet leads.
Do you have them focused on specific products?
Yeah, homes. I don't buy auto leads.
But they're focused on auto home. Is that what they're focused on?
Yeah, he'll cross-sell the auto, but just homes, yep. Yeah, PNC only.
So I'm curious, when you go through this rebuilding phase and you're looking at, okay, first you have to make the decision that you still want to be an insurance agent when all of this is going down. After you make that decision, what do you need to do as a leader? What have you done to really change your mindset, get your mind right to essentially do this thing again? Because it feels very much like rebuilding.
It don't feel like it. It is. The thing I will tell you, and I stole this from Alex Hormozy. I think Hormozy actually pulled me through the last 24 months, if I'm being honest. But the first time you do something, it's this, you have this optimism, but you don't know why, right? So all this optimism is why you're going to do good, blah, blah, blah. And then all the pitfalls happen and blah, blah, blah. You go through it. And I was in the bad spot, valley of despair, right? Just like, what is going to happen? And so then I see the market twisting coming back, and what I've heard him say before is starting over the second time is 10 times easier physically, but emotionally it's 20 times harder. And so what I have learned, like I had to psych myself up to get going again. If I'm being honest with you guys, I'm like, you can set and find negative after negative after negative after negative, and I just kind of had to psych myself up to get moving again to the way that I know that we're capable of running. And so, yeah, emotionally, it was way harder to start over than it was to start in the beginning, right? And so that's been a huge part of this is like, just, hey, you know how to do these things. You know how to do these things. And then what I've told myself is I saw the warning signs of what was going to happen a couple years ago, but I wasn't mature enough or experienced enough. I don't know the right words, but I didn't understand what was happening. I knew what was happening, but I didn't understand what was happening. Now, if I see that again, I can fix it today. I know exactly how I would have navigated it. And it won't cost me $600,000, of nothing in return. It won't cost me all my savings. It won't cost me all those things again. Because now I'll be able to pivot right now. Bam, pivot and go. I didn't have that ability before. So I'm actually super, super thankful I kind of went through what I went through because it'll make me better in the end. And the cool thing about storms is when you start to learn how to read them, you learn how to avoid them. And so I'll be able to see it coming way beforehand in the future, I believe, if it were to ever happen again, and I can pivot and get around it way faster than I did in the past, just recently.
All right, let's back up. So this storm's coming, and Cole now can go back and tell Cole then what to do. What's the storm, and what does Cole need to do?
Well, first of all, cut marketing immediately. Because I was spending anywhere from 10 to 20 grand a month on marketing. And I won't say names or roles or any of that, but I had a person at the time that what they were telling me to do is keep quoting, double down, right? But doubling down does not increase your close rate, right? It doesn't. Your close rate's your close rate. Now, you guys and me have argued about this a little bit, but your close rate is your close rate. You can vary at 3 to 5%. 5% is a huge jump, but Whatever they close at, that's what they close at. And if you have a 5% close rate, guys, you have a 5% close rate. And quoting more doesn't improve that rate, right? And so what I made a struggle with is the market was super uncompetitive. And instead of backing off, I doubled in, right? And so now I doubled hired. So instead of stopping hiring, I just kept hiring. And it's like, I'll train them, I can coach them through this, blah, 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 and give them these unrealistic accountability goals for people that they couldn't hit because the market wasn't going to allow it. So that's number one. Number two is I'd find other markets. So I'd stop marketing immediately. I'd dip my toe in other markets till I found something that really worked, and then I'd go bullish on it and just go super, super hard at it. But I didn't know all those things then. So what do? You can't go back and change it. You can just go, okay, here's how I would fix it. And that's exactly how I'd fix it. I'd immediately cut marketing when I saw what was coming. I would dip my toe in other markets until I figured those out, and then I'd go bullish on them.
Yeah, I know me and you've had conversations with that. It's just because not only, sure, your closing rate doesn't change, but your closing rate went down because you weren't as competitive. Everyone you quoted wasn't eligible. So when a carrier decides to just turn cold turkey on a market of we don't want to grow here anymore, that makes it really, really tough. And so I love the advice you're giving right now of, hey, like if a market turns cold and you're just not competitive at all, you put out 10 quotes and you're not even competitive on any 10, it's time to look at a new market. And one thing that I always tell agents in your situation, Cole, and I know we had this conversation, it's like, how do we approach a carrier or a sales leader or whoever is in charge and figure out, hey, where do you want to grow, right? So what states do you want to grow? And then more specifically, what zip codes do you want to grow in? And then let's start putting our marketing dollars towards those areas where you're going to give yourself and your team a better competitive advantage of growing. Just because you're in a growth area doesn't mean it's easy, but it is going to be easier, and it's going to be easier to make your money work for you versus going against the grain, which is ultimately what was happening.
Absolutely. And I also think it's important to note, too, 10 quotes, 10, you can't do 10 quotes in an area and go, well, we're not competitive, right? I was doing at the time 800 to 1,000 quotes a month in my state, right? When you look at 1,000 quotes and your close rate's 3 to 5%, that's a cold market. When you look at 10 quotes and your close rate's 3%, you have no idea what the market is. And I think a lot of times agents that I talk to, they're like, oh, we're just not competitive. And you're like, okay, how many quotes did you do? 15. It's like, this week? This month? It's like, oh, well, you have no idea. You don't know if you're competitive or not. That's not even, that walked in your office and you quoted that. Like, that's not you going out and actually testing the market. And so, but I definitely knew the market was not competitive, and I just kept going, and I shouldn't have done that. But I didn't know. I just listened to some advice. He was like, just double down, and But when your cost per acquisition goes from $200 a client to $800 a client, that's not even, you'd be better off to do nothing and just let happen what's going to happen, because now you're losing it on, because we took our rate on new business and renewals. So I was losing money on renewals and on new business. And so it was just like a double-edged just whammy that I wasn't mature enough to know how to get through. I figured it out now, but we'll get there next time. We won't have to worry about that.
Well, this is why this conversation is so important, Cole, and we appreciate you being open and vulnerable, because traditionally markets, as you've experienced, but traditional markets would swing every 3 to 5 years. Mm-hmm. Now, it is of my belief, and it is his belief, so it doesn't make it true, but I believe that what you experience is now going to happen on an every 12 to 18-month basis for agency owners in market areas, specifically tight market areas like in Oklahoma, like a California, like a Texas, whatever, depending on the carrier profitability. Profitability is not going up for any carrier right now, so these volatile rates are just going to continue to maintain. So I appreciate you being honest and open and being like, look, here's the mistake I made. if it happens again, this is what I'm going to do differently so that I don't lose. Because I know how much you lost an absolute ton of money. Like you almost lost 7 figures. Like that's a ton of money. And it's a really hard learning lesson, but it's a learning lesson that you won't repeat again because now you know different. You only know what you know, and that's why the L's that we take along the way of this thing that we call entrepreneurship and business ownership is so important, because when you learn those lessons, you won't make the same, I don't even want to call it mistake, Cole, because you didn't make a mistake. You just didn't know what you didn't know, like any young business owner. Like we all are going to make mistakes. We're all going to learn a lot along the way. We're all going to fail way more than we win. But the best part is the next time it happens, now you're like, I've got a plan. I have a plan that I can get myself into a good situation a lot quicker.
Yeah, that's huge.
So when you made this transition, let's go up. Let's go to hope here. So you're going through this transition. When did you start to see it? How long did it take to where you're like, oh, things are turning around?
Honestly, Courtney, January this year.
So right away?
No, not right away. It was some accidental wins. Is the only way not explain that to you? Just kind of working and just accidentally having a success just through doing what I do day to day. And like, oh, let's do a little more of that. Let's do a little more of that. Let's bring on a person. Let's bring on 3 people, and then it just boom. And so it was like a toe and then screw it, let's just jump in. And I was like, I know that, of course, if y'all remember beginning of the year, everybody was getting scared of TCPA. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's still coming. That will come. It just didn't come this time.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, I know how to market without internet leads. I know how to win. And I know how to win globally without internet leads, not just in town shaking babies and kissing hands. You know what I mean? And so, but I know how to still win. So I was like, I'm going to take... Don't shake the baby. Right. That's sometimes what insurance makes you want to do, right? But no. So I was like, screw it, I'll go do my own thing. And then TCPA didn't pass. I was like, okay, I definitely know how to do this. So let's keep doing that. But I'm also going to put on this other marketing source, which is referral business, which you guys have heard me speak about. And we're going to double up. And so if one goes to crap, I have the other one. And now I'm looking for a third. And I don't know what the third is going to be. Right now, guys, I'll be honest with y'all, I'm looking at bringing on an events team so that I have, the pop-up tents and the tablecloths and the booths and all that stuff, and just hiring 2 people that go to events. We get leads, in exchange for like a giveaway or whatever. Put your name in. You agree to let us quote you. Can we call you, text you? Yes. You're in. Right, and so what I'm actually working on is building out a QR code system so that while my team's at the event, somebody can enter to win whatever, and that comes in real time to my team, and we work it like an internet lead. So 5 minutes later, after you've submitted to win an iPad, you're getting a quote from us. So your turnaround would be super quick. And so that's probably going to be the next thing I kind of focus on, is getting an events team together, because I think it's a slept-on marketing source. I think a lot of people don't do that anymore, and it just has a lot of value there.
So are you hiring people? Now you're saying the events team, and everything that I wrote down, you said internet lead, win back, referral. You do have life, and now you have events. You're hiring people based off of marketing strategies, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
It's interesting. I don't know if I know. Do you know of anyone else that does that? I mean, I hear
it's another take on specialized roles.
Yeah,
it's another take on that, and I like it because you're finding people's characteristics and matching them with a marketing strategy that you think is going to work well for their personality.
Yeah,
which is the biggest thing. The biggest, as you know, being a coach, like the biggest thing is like, some personalities work really well for certain aspect of sales, but like I would assume, we didn't get into this, but I'm assume the win back person or the referral person was more of a relationship based salesperson. So relationship salespeople, you can be successful with internet leads, but a lot struggle with that learning curve of understanding how to control the conversation and getting the customer to actually into that relationship conversation. Whereas what you're doing is you're taking what you think people's characteristics and personalities and tying them into a role that you think is that they're going to excel in ultimately. And you're keeping the role very specific with all I want you for is PNC. Or all I want you for is life, or you haven't brought this up, but all I want you for is commercial, or all I want you for is health. So that's all you focus on. So the expectations are higher because it's a specialized role, but that's all they focus on. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. And your retention of employees goes up because they're doing what if I do my job right, I should put them in a spot that they're gifted at, right? And also my recruiting cost goes down because now I'm not looking at Courtney to put Courtney as an internet lead person. I'm like, I've got these 5 spots. Does Courtney fit any of these?
Events.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Because you may not want to sell, but you're really good at getting people in the door, right? And so, love it, fun. Oh my God, tell me about this. All these things. Sign up. You're good. I'll make sure that this is the winning ticket for this iPad. Whatever, right? And they're like, I don't like Courtney, whatever. And you may not ever do a quote, right? Maybe you do. Maybe I'll let you do that on site, whatever. Doesn't matter. But my point is here, you would be super gifted at that. And so what happens is, and I stole this one from, I don't even remember who I stole it from, but it was somebody. It may have been Layla Hormozy. I cannot remember. But what she said, or whoever this person, it was a woman, I do know that, said, I just asked my team, what are you guys good at that we're not using? And somebody's like, well, I have a master's in graphic design. It's like, okay, well, you're over here doing this role. Like, why do we not have you doing graphic design for us? And so I'm like, okay, I've got to think differently. And so how can I hire more people with less money? Well, recruiting costs, right? And let them be extremely gifted at what they're good at so they retain with me for a while. And I'll tell you something else. People that really like what they do and are good at what they do, they take less monitoring because they're good at what they do. So you don't have to be like, I know you hate making calls, but you better make 80 more. You don't have to ask them to do that. It's like, I freaking love it. Like, my internet lead guy, I get mad at him because I'm like, you're working too much. Like, stop. But that's what he wants to do. I hear other people like, I can't get my team to make calls. I'm like, I can't get my guy to stop. Like, I want him to have a life, and he won't stop, And my win-back guy is super relationship. A lot of people are like, I can't get people to engage and do all this stuff. I can't get my win-back guy to shut up. I'm like, hey, you're talking way too much. But he's good at that, and win-back people want that love and that, like, okay, I feel warm coming back. And he's very good at that, right? And so I'm not having to train them on things that are kind of untrainable that we say we can train. They kind of have the it factor, and then I make them better on that.
How are you going to monitor this and make sure that everyone's still jiving on the thing that they said that they were?
Agency MVP, baby. CRM. And quotas. Everybody has quotas. Hey, did you meet your quota? Because I pull data. I pull calls. Events, I would probably go with them. Like, say it's a 3-day event, I'd probably go for the first day and say, hey, I'm going to show you how to do this. The rest is on you, and you need to have this many, right? Because what's cool about most events is they can tell you footprint, how many people are going to be moving through, right? And so if footprint's there, then I know how much exposure you have to people. So if there's 20,000 people walk in and you can't get 1,000 names, which that's probably not thinking about a lot, but you can't get 500 names, then what are we doing? What do we need to tweak? Is it our giveaway? Do we need a better giveaway?
I was going to say, maybe your giveaway sucks.
Yeah, Cole, maybe your giveaway sucks.
Maybe it's not me trying to bring people in.
But this is in the future. I want to talk about the right now. So what 3 things are you focused on from a data standpoint on tracking in your CRM that gives you the best available data to make decisions? Because as a business owner, you have to make decisions based off of data, not emotion. So what 3 things are you focused on with your sales team right now that's giving you the best idea of what they're doing on a daily basis to achieve results?
Contact rate, close rate. I know the third one. I just went blank. Contact rate, close rate, call time, talk time,
Okay.
talk time, not call time, talk time.
So when you say contact rate, does that mean like amount of? So you're trying to figure out what leads are good and not good. Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah, if I buy, let's say 100 leads and we talk to 2 of them, out. If I buy 100 leads and we talk to 20, double down.
For sure. Yep.
Right.
And then closing rate, is that the actual close of business, or is that going from contact to quote?
That's going from quoted, so contact quoted, because in my mind, like we bet about 90% of if we talk to you, we quote you. Okay. I train extremely hard on that alone, because if I get you on the phone, I should get a quote out of you, and I've got to be 90 on that. Like, so I train extremely. That's kind of a non-negotiable. Like, you got to get the quote, get a yes to the quote. I don't care how you get it. You get the yes, ethically, obviously, but you get the yes to a quote. So getting the yes to the quote, and so we pull 100 leads. We quoted 15. What's the close rate on those 15? Right. And so it's like, now I know. And 2, it makes the numbers a little bit bigger, because I could say, well, we only sold 5 leads out of 100, and then you say, I got a 5% close rate. Well, that would make everybody just, oh my God, right? But if I say we talked to 15 and we sold 7, hey, if you quote somebody, you have a 50% chance at closing them, Michael. What are you thinking right now that you need to do more of?
By the way, I believe that all closing rates should be all rates should be based off of actual contacts and conversations, not total amount of leads purchased.
I agree.
Just my opinion.
Yep. Because you may have a great closing rate and a crappy lead source.
That's right.
So you could literally take a different lead source in the same zip code and triple your contact rate. Your closing rate doesn't change, but your sales go up by triple.
Yep. And then talk time, of course. Yeah, I like that.
Talk time is huge.
Yep, because you got to be keeping people on the phone, building relationships, discovery, conversation, educating, empowering. I like it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lead volume is a weird monster, because you probably hear people all the time, I don't get enough leads, I can't get enough leads, I can't get enough leads. It's like, okay, I just did an audit. Me and a friend who I trust in the space, I won't name their name, but we just did an audit, and we chat GPT'd this, so it's super easy to do. I'm going to mess this up, but you can figure out what I'm talking about. I said, okay, here's all the leads I bought from this carrier, and here's all the phone calls we made. How much time did we spend calling those leads? And because I had the start time, end times of calls and everything. Well, shoot, my team, when we did the data, and I said, here's my other source, here's the leads we bought, here's the times we called. My ChatGPT matched these up. I had one source, my team was spending 5 times more time just calling. They were spending 5 times more time calling, and it made up 1/10 of our sales. The other one, we spent 5 times less time calling, and it was the other 72% of our sales. So, okay, what are we doing here? I don't necessarily need to double volume. I just need more volume on this good one and just completely nix this other one. Get rid of it. And so it saves me $7,500 a month, and it saves my team they went from $250, $300 a day to $100 a day, and their sales tripled. What?
Yeah.
Make that make sense. Well, we were spending no time now on junk. Good time. A lot of time was all good time on good things.
I love that. That statement right there. As a business owner, everyone can go in right now and do that. Look at their lead sources and look at the quality of their lead. I think that's so great. But so many times we're making the next decision and the next decision and the next decision, and we're like, oh my gosh, this bucket is leaking, and I'm putting, what is that stuff that they advertise that you can just like put it like stick duct tape on?
Oh yeah, yeah, flex tape or
Flex
whatever it's
seal.
called. Flex seal.
My grandpa said it doesn't work.
Well, Grandpa, we don't know. He would be the man I would ask too.
It may, though. I don't know. Disclosure here. I have no idea.
Hey,
If it does
anything will work if you got enough of it.
There you go.
Keep lathering it on, baby.
Yeah.
Take better care of your boat. But really, just having that time to look at that. So many times we make decisions based off of feelings or what we think or we're guessing. It's like, let data drive decisions first.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely. Everything needs to be data driven. And, one of the things I'm kind of looking at end of the year, I don't know what it will be, the title yet, but having a kind of a right hand that they give me this data and they can start to do some of the training and some of these things. And so if my day becomes like, I'm a great trainer. If you've never had a training by me, you're missing out because I'm very good and I get results. But I need to train my team even more than I already do. And I already train, I would venture to say no one trains as much as I do. I don't know anybody, they might be some as much, nobody does more. And so if I had more time to train, my team would come that much better. But I don't have more time because I'm pulling data. I'm doing these reports. I'm checking this. I'm checking that. And I don't need to be checking all that. I need to come in and go, Michael, today we're going to work on this. And give Michael 45 of undivided attention. And then Courtney, 45 undivided attention. And as my team grows, well, my windows get smaller and smaller and smaller. So I have one or two options. I can work way more and make sure everybody gets the same time. Or I can hire somebody to do these things that are taking my filler time. And I can go and do what I'm good at. And I'm very good at training. And I've been fortunate enough that I am good at referrals. I am good at internet leads. I am good at marketing. I'm good at these things. And so I can teach those things out and go teach my team to be good at what they're good at. And if I'm not good at something, I'll go figure out how to be good at it or put them in front of a Courtney and say, we're going to go spend 2 days with Courtney and you're going to get really good at this, right? And that's what I want to do.
So what you're saying is it would be really awesome if somebody was in your agency every day, training your team, practicing with your team, listening to every call, giving them feedback, and then giving you feedback on the end of the day, what they were coached on, what their struggles are, and what every sales call equated to?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you something else that's even more important about that. Instant feedback.
Yeah.
As if you hung up the phone and I'm on your ass right now. Hey, you did this because it's fresh. Oh, you're right, I did. All these things. Instant feedback is huge. But who has time to sit there and listen? Who has time to sit in the lobby all day and listen to every phone call and hear every phone call that's going on? You don't.
Well, you don't, but somebody does. And that somebody, you know what we're about to roll out with in August. It feels like every single thing that you just said, it fits what you want, Cole. Mm-hmm. A coach and trainer in your office 24/7 with every team member all the time.
Yep. Imagine having each team member have their own individual coach.
Yeah.
In real time. No appointments.
Yes.
Ain't none of that. I'll see you at 2 tomorrow. Now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll go ahead and put you on the wait list.
Yeah, I'm in.
You're first on the list, buddy. You know this. Cole, dude, I would agree with you. This is why we wanted you to be a part of Weaver Sales Academy. Not only are you a genuinely good human being, but you are very good at what you do.
Yeah.
You do train teams all across the country. You're very successful with that. The agents you work with are successful. If somebody wanted to just follow you, they wanted to connect with you, they wanted to maybe work with you or hire you to come in and do some training for their team, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you to do that?
Shoot Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook. Or you can always reach out to Weaver Sales Academy and ask about me, and they can get you hooked up with me there. But super easy to get in touch with.
Okay, Cole, appreciate you as always, buddy. This was good,
dude.
Man.
Yeah, had a great time.
Love this conversation. Give a big shout out. Give a big hug to Kinsey. So much love to her. Thank you for being a part of this. As always, time and attention are by far our most important assets. Cole, we love you. Thank you for being here today. You dropped some good nuggets, sir.
And if you're listening to this right now, and if you can relate to Cole at all, to where you're like, man, I wish I had a coach and trainer in my office every single day, sitting with my team, training my team, practicing with my team, listening to the phone calls, giving them instantaneous feedback, we do have a solution for you. So we're going to be bringing on 100 agencies only in the month of August to work with 90 days with our new company that's going to do exactly everything we just talked about and more. So if you'd be interested in getting on that wait list, we already have 60 plus agencies on the wait list. Text 816-727-7610 and just put AI in the body of the text, and I'll reach out whenever the wait list time comes open to share with you what we have. And if you think it's a good fit, great. But man, it's everything that Cole just said would be beneficial for his agency and much more. So other than that, y'all, we appreciate you, love you, take care, make it great.